Hi, I'm Mark Renner, and they call me Mr. Omaha. I've been asked by a number of people over the years, Mark, how did you happen to get the name Mr. Omaha, or how did people happen to call you? Well, I do Omaha area tours for a number of employers to assist them in their recruiting or transferring of employees to Omaha, and I show the city. Those tours can be as short as the employer would like or as long. And my resume includes the fact that I have been on the board of directors of the Children's Theater, I've been on the board of directors of the ballet, I've been on the board of directors of the Economic Development Plan for the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm a Leadership Omaha graduate, so my knowledge of Omaha is pretty thorough, pretty extensive. On the real estate side, I've been president of the Omaha Area Board of Realtors, and I've been voted the outstanding agent in Omaha twice. So that hopefully that gives me some credibility to address the real estate side of the Omaha area tours. So here's how I got knowing that background, here's how I got the name Mr. Omaha. It's not an ego trip. It's like somebody said to me, he said, Mark, you earned it. It wasn't something that I thought up. As I mentioned, I do the Omaha area tour. So a number of years back, when Children's Hospital was expanding, I was their agent that they had selected, and I would give Omaha area tours to physician candidates, nurse candidates, and staff candidates. And one day, after a couple of years of doing that, the director of medical affairs for the hospital called me and said, Mark, we got a little situation with you and the doctors over here at the hospital. And I said, oh, Steve, whatever I did, I'm sorry. And he laughed and he said, oh, Mark, quite the contrary. He said, your Omaha area tour is so thorough that almost without exception, when they finish going on tour with you, they come into my office, they sit across my desk, and they say to me, that Mark Renner guy, he knows so much about Omaha. Is he Mr. Omaha or something? Well, I've known for a long time, since I was a little kid, that my initials, MR for Mark Renner, were Mr. And so, so go on, Steve said, when we were in the doctor's lounge having coffee, he said many of the doctors, some of them call you Mark, say they bought their house from Mark, but most of them say they bought their house from Mr. Omaha. So as I mentioned, my initials are Mr. So I called up my PR people and I said to them, I've got this situation where I have this group of clients that are referring to me as Mr. Omaha. What do you think we should do? And well, it took them a nanosecond, and they decided, you're Mr. Omaha, and we're developing a campaign around it. So I registered the name with the state of Nebraska, and much to my surprise, the state of Nebraska let me own it. So I've owned it, I copyrighted it, and that's how Mark Renner became Mr. Omaha. It's a lot of fun. When I go into Cheers, instead of saying, hi Norm, everybody says, hello Mr. Omaha, and then we laugh. It's something that we have a lot of fun with. So that's the history of how I got to become Mr. Omaha.